I got a question for you guys. Is it pronounced pokey or is it pronounced poke? It's pronounced poke, and that's what I'm going to be making today. I'm going to teach you guys one of my all-time favorite pokes. I mentioned this before, but I used to live and work in Hawaii, and believe me, poke is available everywhere. High-class restaurants and little fast lunch stands on the corner, everybody had poke. You could buy poke in a grocery store, you could buy poke at the sushi shop, you can buy poke everywhere. Anyway, I fell in love with poke instantly, and my all-time favorite poke came from a Chinese restaurant, believe it or not, and yes, it was qualified as a Chinese poke. And what made it Chinese? I'll tell you what, fried rice noodles. They were laid on the bottom of my plate, and this wonderful, delectable poke was put on top of it. And the fried noodles with the poke made this incredible taste that I'll just never forget. As a matter of fact, I was at a Sam Choi restaurant in Honolulu when I ate it for the first time. It's one of my favorite pokes, and I want to share it with you guys. If you want to learn how to make this incredible poke, hang around. My name is Yanni. This is Fisherman's Belly. And don't pronounce it pokey. It's called poke. And if you guys really want to have fun, just keep track of how many times I mispronounce pokey. I mean poke. Pokey, whatever. Look at this. This is a pound of tuna. We're going to salt it, and we're going to squeeze some lime on it, and we're going to let it sit in the refrigerator for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then we're going to start making a dressing while that's going on. So let's get going on this tuna. We're going to cut it up into a small dice. I just think a small dice is a little more elegant with this poke. Do I have to give you guys $1 every time I mispronounce it? Believe me, I would be chastised in Hawaii for saying poke. Oh, whatever. Anyway, check this out. Okay, that should do it. Take a look at that. So remember, this is 1 pound of tuna. And oh, by the way, this was frozen tuna. Now, you can use fresh tuna, but tuna is just one of the very few fish that you can actually take from the ocean, bring it to your table, and never freeze it and eat it and be worry-free of parasites, believe it or not. If you're gonna use yellowtail for this dish, you've gotta freeze your fillets or halibut or any other fish besides tuna. If you wanna learn more about parasites and bacteria and fish and food prep, right over here I've got a link to a great video I created that talks about all that stuff so you can keep yourself and your friends and your family safe from any potential problems. But like I said, we're not going to have any problems, and you're not going to have any problems with tuna. Even if you don't freeze it, you can make a poke with it and eat it raw. Don't have to worry about parasites. Anyway, let's keep going. So now I've got my cut up diced tuna. The next thing I'm going to do is squeeze a lime into it and add some salt. Squeezing the lime on it almost reminds me of a ceviche, but actually what this is more of a crudo, which is the European way of eating raw fish. And you wonder, why would Chinese make it this way? And actually it's because of the French influence in the South Pacific for many, many years. So believe it or not, the French have infiltrated the Chinese cuisine. We got our lime squeezed on there. We're gonna add a liberal amount of some kosher salt here, and we're gonna mix it up. And then we're going to let it sit in the refrigerator for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then we're going to actually rinse it before we mix it with our vegetables. So this is a very French-Chinese approach to poke. Let me put this in the refrigerator, and then we'll make our dressing. Okay, so that's in the refrigerator, and now it's time to make the poke dressing. Okay, that's going to be simple enough. Now, I'm not going to use a sesame seed oil. That's got a prominent taste. I'm definitely not going to use an olive oil. I am going to use a grapeseed oil that's basically tasteless, because that's very traditional for these pokes from China. A vegetable oil that has no taste. I love grapeseed oil. Okay, and now half a lime. And that's a nice sized lime, by the way. So if you got small limes, use a whole one. Okay, I'm gonna add a pinch of salt. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of sugar. Very Chinese. And then I'm gonna add some grated ginger. So check this out. Here's a little cooking technique that I learned actually when I was in Hawaii. Here's one way of actually taking the skin off the ginger. I use a spoon, the edge of the spoon, and you just dig. See how it comes right off? See, that's easy. I love learning little tips and tricks from different people all over the world. This one, I absolutely love. How to clean the skin from ginger. It's those little things that get me excited. Okay, now that the skin is cleaned, I'm gonna grate this. So I get my box grater. I'm gonna take my little super Whammerdine whisk here and whisk this up. And now it's time to put this in the refrigerator and take our fish out and rinse the fish. Check this out. Okay, here's the fish from the refrigerator, and I'm gonna put it through this strainer. Remember, it had lime and salt. And now I'm gonna rinse it and wash it. Okay, and then I'm gonna put this on top of the bowl, and I'm gonna put that back in the refrigerator until I need it. Okay, so now it's time to cut up the vegetables, and this is the time that cooking becomes an art. So you visually, in your head, know how much tuna you have. We need to cut up enough vegetables so that it equals the amount of tuna that we have. I've got a bowl here that I'm going to cut my vegetables up and put them in. Now, that bowl of tuna is probably about half of this size. So I'm going to use half of this bowl. I'm going to cover half of this bowl with the vegetables. Now I remember there's onions, regular sweet onions in the poke at Sam Choi's. So I'm going to slice up one sweet onion. Okay, I'll put that in here. We're going to take about 3 or 4 stalks of green onions, and we're going to reserve a little bit for garnish at the very end. Okay, I'm going to just go a cross cut on the white part of the onion, and then I'm going to cut on an angle on the green part of the onion, called a bias. Into the bowl of love, oh boy. I've got 3 small cucumbers. And I've got a carrot and a peeler. So I'm gonna peel, I don't know, maybe a 1/4 of this. We'll see. That's it. So I've got all my vegetables. I'm gonna go in the fridge, grab the tuna out, and mix this poke up. In goes the tuna. We don't need that extra juice in there. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna mix. Oh my God, look at how beautiful that looks. Wow, look at that. Okay, I'm gonna put this back in the refrigerator and fry up those noodles. All right, gang, so here is the secret ingredient to our Chinese poke. These are fresh noodles. What do I mean by fresh noodles? When you go into, well, I got them at Ranch 99. When you go into an Asian market, you have to go to the refrigeration section to find these noodles because these need to be kept cold and they're soft and pliable, unlike the dry noodles. What we're going to do is we're going to pan fry these. I've got about 1 inch, maybe 2 inches of oil in my cast iron pan. I'm heating it up. I'm going to drop these in, and then I'm going to use my spider here to scoop them out. And believe me, it'll cook up super quick. And then we'll put these on the base of our plate and then put the poke on top. So here we go. Okay, so I'm taking these noodles out of the packet and I'm putting them on this cutting board and I'm spreading them apart before I put them into the frying pan, right? Wow, you can feel them. They're nice and cold and they're soft and pliable. I think we're ready for the fryer. Okay, we'll just put a handful in. This shouldn't take long. As soon as they change color, they'll be done. Oh, you can see them. They're getting all puffy. Okay, these are looking done. It's only taken about 3 or 4 minutes. Whoa, look at that. Look at that. Wow. Look, Ma, fried rice noodles. So yummy. All right, let's finish this dish. We're getting close. This looks so beautiful. Come here, take a look at this. Wow, look at that. Okay, now it's time for me to add the dressing. You know, there's sugar in this dressing, and you would think that's weird, but in Chinese cooking, not weird at all, and it's actually delicious. I already tried some of the dressing. It just brought me right back to Hawaii. The first thing I'm gonna do is I've got this really cool serving dish right here, right? And then I'm gonna take some of this. Oh man, this brings me right back to Honolulu. There we go. Okay, the fried rice noodles are in place. Now it's time to put the poke on top. Man, this looks so good. Oh wow, look at that. Wow. Now we're gonna garnish with some green onions. And that's it. Oh my God. So there you guys have it. A Chinese poke. My name is Yanni. This is Fisherman's Belly. Thanks for spending time with me today, and I hope you guys give this a try. The fried rice noodles and the poke is an insane combination. We'll see you guys on the next one. Poke. It doesn't matter. This is good stuff.